everyone, my name is Carla and you are back here in my channel, The Flight Attendant Migrant, where I will share my story from being a cabin crew to becoming a Filipina migrant. In today's video, I will go over the second part of my first vlog on how a flight attendant like me was able to secure a skilled working visa here in Australia. But before we get into that, I would like to thank everybody who has been supporting my channel. Thank you for all of your positive reviews and please keep those likes coming in. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and notification bell so you are the first to know whenever I upload anything new. Alright, so let us not keep you waiting. Here is the second part on how a flight attendant migrated here in Australia. Just to remind you again guys, I am not immigration agent. Lahat ng sinishare ko sa inyo ay based only in my own knowledge and personal experience. Okay, let me just quickly get back to the spouse skills criterion. Meron po kasing nagtanong sa akin if there's also a requirement in claiming points for your spouse. It was actually a good question, and like I've mentioned, to increase your Australia immigration scores, you can claim points for your spouse if your partner is able to satisfy the requirements related to age, educational qualification, English language ability, and most importantly, has a nominated occupation in the skilled occupation list of Australia for which your partner has obtained a suitable skills assessment. Ang asawa ko po ay isang accountant sa Pilipinas, and as I have said, he needed to satisfy the requirements I mentioned for him to contribute points. For the age, he is under 45 years old. For educational qualification naman, he is a graduate of accountancy, a bachelor degree holder. For English language ability, he took the Pearson's test of English and was required to get a score of 7. Gusto ko lang din i-clarify sa inyo what it truly means when you are required of a certain point. Let's say, example, you are required to get a 7. Apart from the overall score, you also need to score a 7 for each of the subtests. What are the different subtests in an English test? We have the speaking, writing, listening, reading. Dapat maka-7 ka din for each of the subtests para ang overall score mo ay 7. Guys, I know what you are all thinking na baka mamaya mahirap masyado ang kumuha ng English test. Believe me, my husband was also not a fan of taking the English exam, but with the proper review and mindset, he was able to accomplish the needed score. To clear things up, let us put it this way. Since I am married, I have 2 applicants in my visa application. 1 primary and 1 secondary. Now, meron naman kaming option ng husband ko kung sino ba ang magpa-primary applicant and sino ang magsa-secondary applicant. Now, there are 2 reasons on why my husband has to be evaluated as well. Tinitingnan din kasi ni migration agent kung kaninong occupation profile ba ang mas may higher chances of being processed faster. Another reason is that since makiklaim kami ng spouse skills points, my husband has to be assessed in order for him to contribute points for our migration score. My husband and I are both qualified to become the primary applicant. We were given these options for us to decide who the better primary applicant is. If we were to use the profile of my husband, which is an accountant, ang magiging total score namin for migration is 65 points. The processing time is approximately within 3 years. Pero ang visa namin, if magagrant, will be a permanent resident visa. Whereas, if I will use my cabin crew profile, our total migration points will be 80 points. Processing time is just within a year. Pero ang visa naman namin ay skilled working visa. It was pretty easy for us to decide which path to take kasi ang main goal naman namin is to be together as soon as possible, so we opted for my credentials to be filed in the visa application. Since we already came up to a decision, we were then ready to file our EOI in the SkillSelect. Ano naman tong EOI at ano tong SkillSelect? SkillSelect is basically an online application process where skilled workers or business people can file their expression of interest. EOI is just like creating an online profile, letting the Australian immigration people know that, hey, I am interested in migrating to your country. Please take a look at my profile. Dito mo ipa-file lahat ng needed documents to support your interest in migrating to Australia, such as work-related documents, skills assessment, identification records such as birth certificate, marriage certificate, IDs. I am making your life easier for you. I am including the link on how to make an expression of interest and the direct link to SkillSelect as well in the comment section below. April 15, 2019, we did file our EOI sa SkillSelect along with our state nomination application. Now remember, na-mention ko sa inyo that I was also claiming for state nomination points from South Australia to increase our migration score by 10 points. And in just less than 2 months, we received the approval for our state nomination application from South Australia and also the invitation to apply for a visa in SkillSelect. Expression of interest is totally different from lodging your visa. Magkaiba yan because some of you might be under the impression na yung EOI, yan na yung paglalodge nyo ng visa. EOI is just creating an account, making it enticing for the immigration people of Australia na gusto nyong mag-migrate sa kanilang bansa. Pag na-invite ka na nila, that's the time that you can apply for your visa. Have to keep in mind na once lumabas na yung invitation nyo, you only have 60 days to file for your visa application or else mafo-forfeit ang invitation. Right after we launched our visa, the next thing we did was to do our medical examination. We did ours in St. Luke's, and the medical examination included chest x-ray, urine test, blood test, checking on your eyesight, height, weight, and even dentals. Among the things that we had to do in this entire process, in my perspective, and I am sure most of you will agree with me on this, the most grueling part is actually the waiting time. For me, I did apply for Visa 489, so the processing time in the website is between 10 to 12 months. And hindi namin alam which specific time lalabas yung aming visa because the immigration, they're actually not following any pattern in terms of visa grants. Minsan, nakakainip din talaga yung paghihintay. But at the end of the day, so long as it is within the processing time, there's really nothing for you to be worried about. December 2, 2019, we thought meron na talaga kaming visa grant, but then the case officer made their first contact. Apparently, they're asking me to submit another police clearance, but since wala na ako sa Saudi, hindi na ako makakapag-provide ng police clearance na hinihingi nila. So I had to sign a certain form telling them that I am no longer able to provide them the police clearance. January 6, 2020, bagong taon, akala talaga namin magkakaroon na kami ng visa grant. But there was another contact from our case officer asking for more proof na wala na talaga ako sa Saudi. So what we did, we sent them the entire copy of my passport showing the stamps of me exiting Saudi and entering the Philippines. February 4, 2020, finally, after a long wait, dumating na ang aming visa grant. Our migration agent called us and informing us that yes, our papers for visa grant are already available in the SkillSelect first point of entry not later than July 6. So, ang una naming pinrocess ni Hubby ay ang pag-reserve ng tickets before July. Alright guys, so that has been the whole process of our visa application. Hindi siya naging madali for us, but if you really would like to try it out, this is something worth the effort. That's the only thing that I can say, having to experience everything. So, I hope marami kayong natutunan sa mga bagay na share ko sa inyo today. And please support my future videos. This has been Carla, and I'll see you next time.